Hello, Perceptive Reader. This is James Lynch, and this will go into my poetry consultant moment on buymeacoffee.com. I'll put it there maybe within the next hour. And this is what I want to share with you. In general, you have the people in the land. There's way more people, common folk in the land around the world than there are the ones in administrative offices, are they not? Even from local and government, federal, you put all those millions of persons together from around the world, they still won't come to no more than some millions, okay? While you still have people in the billions in general. So, what does that tell you? One, in order to serve in that capacity, the reality is anybody who wants to put themselves over people, okay? Remember, some people have a desire. Some people, it's because of their personality. They just want to help so much that they will go for those different responsibilities. And so, with that, you always need to keep the spirit of why you're doing it, okay? Because it means you're going to yield to certain situations that you wouldn't have to yield as a common folk or citizen around the world. And here's what I mean. It doesn't mean you have to be walking around here poor. So no matter what other people are telling you, I'm here to tell you today, they're incorrect. Okay? It doesn't mean that. It is not nobody else's place to be trying to tell somebody who's of a certain faith that they shouldn't have no money at all and that you should keep them in that type of situation and make things even worse for them. I'm here to tell you again, their view, their principles, their apply of scriptures or otherwise is incorrect. I know what I'm talking about. That's wrong. Now, with that being said, persons who are in those type of responsibilities still where you're taking care of people, um, you again in principle, and this has been shown. If you want to look up some of my podcasts that has talked about ownership and property and things of that nature, you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't even have to go back into that, but this is what I want to emphasize. What I want to emphasize though is, since you are in charge of taking care of people and making best decisions for them, and what do I mean then by yielding then? Well, you even yield personality conflicts with other persons at times, where it's almost like you may not like this person, that person may not like you, but you're not going to get into any type of trade wars or anything just because you two don't like one another. Because again, in the situation that you've been placed in, all the fallout is not really going to affect you. Let's just be real. I mean, when you have enough funds in your pocket and everything already, then any type of conflict that you may have with somebody else, then when it is a conflict, it doesn't necessarily hurt the ones who are arguing about the situation. Uh, that's not making light of, it doesn't always take two to tango either. And see, because I do know that I told you that before, and some people may say it take two to tango, but I told you I've seen situations where I once knew one wise man who said that, yeah, it could be maybe 90 or 10%. Well, I just want to add something to what that one wise man said. I've seen it now where it is just 99% and 1% because the person family just told that person what type of individual they were, and maybe they got more disrespectful than what they should have, even in those type of situations. But all the same, it's certainly understandable. So if it takes two to tango, it doesn't mean it's a 50-50 on fault both ways. I'm just sharing it with you. All the same, this is still what I mean by even yielding. Okay, sometimes on the civilization ground roots level, uh, people will have conflict with one another. Uh, there's no due process at all. It's like if this one individual don't like that individual, oh, they will ostracize them outside their friend groups. In high schools, it happens all the time. It happens in middle school. It happens in elementary school, even, where persons are just treated badly. And it's almost like some of these individuals didn't do anything to them. If it took two to tango, it was, I told you, on those same type of scales or principles. Oh no, this person just was waking up on the wrong side of the bed every single day and was actually, bullying this person. So, and you see what I'm saying? And so then when a bully turned around and maybe popped them in the nose or what have you, then okay. We try to say handle things peacefully, but look at what the provocation did. Okay. Now I wanted to share that with you because now, still on the level of the administration or leadership level, though, as you know, those are the type of tactics, though, that you actually yield. You like, no, I'm not going to go there, so to speak, against this person or this citizen. And if I really have to handle something, I am going to handle it through due process, the law, formally, and things of that nature. You see? And that's the difference on the level of that even people are in other institutions, supervisors, managers, and other type of responsibilities, clergy, laity, clergy class and things of that nature. They it may hear and see situations of the citizens of common folk that they realize, you know what? I won't handle the matter in this way because I'm not supposed to handle the matter in this way or that way. I realize how, you see, as long as I'm in this responsibility or position, I'm supposed to still treat these persons who got you see, whether they got a good reputation or bad reputation, if they, either one of them, or let me say a good personality or bad personality, either one of them could stumble and the situation should still be handled the same way with due process. I'm not saying that the sentences would be the same way. What I'm saying is formally addressing a serious matter on that level or what have you. Yeah, it should be handled in a due process way. Okay. Not again, just going along with the slanderous crowd talk, because I told you, whether they got a good personality or bad personality quirks, we do not just throw out these arbitrary judgments on people, you see, and then put them in a terrible bind. And this is just a reminder. There's a reason why God emphasized, even in the law of Moses, that you are not supposed to ignore the pleas of the poor or ignore their justice that is due them. And you know what? Job was a man that was one of the arguments that he made towards God. He knew he couldn't be bribed, and he knew he wasn't ignoring when somebody really needed help in that serious way as a judge at the gate. He knew, he was known for that, you see. And so then when he started going through all his trials, even though these persons who were supposed to be his friends certainly knew what type of judge he was, a righteous judge, they certainly, several of them took their digs at him all the same, then, to try to make it seem like where it was some other reason this was happening to him, or that other reason, or what have you. All the same, I'm telling you, persons in leadership positions, they don't have to jump on the bandwagon and go along with all these other slanderous justifications for treating this person bad in that way, or that, or this way, because it never ends. It never ends. You see, if you go with that, you have the knowledge, you have the maturity, you know how to handle it. Take care.